Welcome to the Conquer Your Life podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Conquer Your Life podcast. I am your host, Janelle Montero, and today we are talking about how to cultivate your life rather than just living in it. It's funny how when we're on vacation or we're doing something that seems so joyous and people just chime in on your story posts or whatever and say, "You're living your best life." Well, for some, that may be what it looks like and it feels like. And for us, that was what it was, which is one of the reasons why we felt so deeply called to Florida. But while for others, being home with their families, cooking Sunday dinners together and things like that might mean they're living their best life. In my best life, I wish I could have both, to be honest. But in order to begin to cultivate and create our lives, we oftentimes have to just take risks to find the true rewards. And I think that this is truly something that, the lockdowns and the whole pandemic has given us a time to slow down and actually assess what it is that we want for our lives and what isn't working in our lives. And, can you work from home remotely? And can that be anywhere? That type of stuff, right? So, and we just can't conquer our life at the end of the day if we are just living in it and we aren't cultivating it and we aren't creating our lives, right? One of the best things I've always said is you have to create your life in order to feel that you are truly living in abundance, in joy, and in whatever freedom is for you. And, that might be financial freedom. It might be, actual time freedom like it is for me. So it is figuring that out, right? So when we think about living our best life, what does that actually mean to you as you look forward in what you want for your legacy and for your life? It is different for everyone for sure. But I do know one thing for sure, and that is that nothing happens by chance. And we must create change and challenge ourselves for change in order for us to often find what we need and what we are seeking all along on our journeys, right? So I'll give you an example. When Steve and I looked at our life and realized that we were anxiously awaiting a vacation every 6 months, when we had then we just knew we had to change things. We were living for this vacation every 6 months. And one of the vacations we did was even 2 weeks long in Aruba. Like for multiple years, we did this. This was important to us because it was a way for us to recharge our physical, emotional, and spiritual batteries, right? As well as create everlasting family memories and give Liliana experiences that she wouldn't have back in Massachusetts, even in the nice warmer months. Just meeting people. And we started to see her flourish so much every time we traveled. And that was like a big aha moment to us. Like, this is the real education that she needs. These are the real experiences that our child needs in order to grow and be worldly. And this is something that was really important to Steve and I. Have these rich experiences with us as a family, but also have these rich experiences in life and not just living in her day-to-day life and learning that we were already giving her, right? So we began to realize after a few years of this, constantly like craving vacations, that we just didn't want that feeling to end. And, when we knew we had to come home, it was like, the days ticking down. After 2 weeks, you get to like 5 days, 3 days, 2 days, we got to go home. And like our minds were already like thinking of the next trip. And we started to realistically talk about it. We just knew we couldn't live on an island for the rest of our lives as we would love to. Maybe that will be someday, right? And it just wasn't realistic for us to take more vacations. So how was it that we were going to cultivate and bring forth this life that we really were craving, our hearts were craving, and make it a reality? So we had always talked about living in Florida. I mean, years ago when I created BA and I remember writing like a 5-year plan and being like, we're going to have a part-time home in Florida. And like, we got married in Miami. Like, we've always been drawn to Florida. And we actually used to travel here multiple times a year before we actually started to take real vacations as adults after we got married. But we always have been drawn to Florida, and it just wasn't realistic, like I said, to take more vacations. So how could we merge what we were really trying to get to, right? So we just didn't know how we would make it happen or when we would make it happen, but we knew that we had to make it happen at some point. It was on our hearts. It was the heart, like the heartstrings were tugging for to go, right? And it was really hard for us to kind of make this decision and even think that it was in our future because Steve had a great career as a project superintendent for the largest domestic construction company in the US. I had a successful fitness facility, Body Ambition Fitness, which I still own and am CEO of, by the way, thankfully. And we've just started a family. So like we just didn't really see it. But like I said, when we started to slow down during that time, during the pandemic, and really realizing, what our journey could look like and might look like and what we wanted it to feel like, we started, kind of queuing things up a little bit. So cue in trusting the universe to guide us to our destination and our life journey for the time being. The lockdowns happened. We, at that time, literally as we were being locked down, we found a beautiful home to move into after years of searching for one and even going through a court battle, which is another crazy story that we had signed a PNS for, and it was sold from under us for more money and cash and all this crap. But we moved into this beautiful home and we thought, oh, we're so happy now. We're happy. This is what we needed to ignite that. And 6 months after being there, we were sitting there on the couch and saying to ourselves, what's the next vacation we're planning? Because we still were trying to scratch that itch. We weren't being honest with ourselves. We were just chasing like what we thought was the dream. We actually had a white picket fence and a beautiful modern colonial home. Like it was literally the most beautiful home. And if it was located somewhere else, like down here, then I would still be in it. But again, we planned another vacation after just moving because we knew we needed that fix. And when we went this time, we really began to trust what we were being called for even more. And we just leaned into the universe and we're like, it's going to come to us at the right time. Things are going to line up. However that may be, it is going to line up and we're going to see it. And it's going to knock us in our face and knock us off our feet. And we're going to say yes, right? So that's what we did. We wanted more connection. We wanted more freedom, more family time, more day-to-day, fill your cup up joy than any vacation ever could give, right? This is a long-lasting feeling, not a 1-week feeling, not a 2-week feeling that you get, right? Sometimes you come back from vacation and that high doesn't even last, right? So rather than trying to get a fix, we figured we would fix our lives instead by actually leaning into what we were meant for and what our hearts were really calling us for. And instead of emptying our tanks to fill it up only partially each vacation that we went to twice a year, we are now filling our cup up on the daily and never feeling empty. It's so amazing because we're listening to what our hearts were calling for. And I'm not telling you to move at all. Like maybe that is not what you're looking for, but maybe it is a new career. Maybe it is a new relationship. Maybe it is moving destinations, right? But you need to listen to what you're really being called for and what really feels like home to you. And for us to be able to do that and have that connection more and more freedom, time freedom, real freedom here in this state, it just has been so so different for us. And it was an immediate feeling of relief for us once we actually jumped in and said yes and came down. Even though we, sold our beautiful home, downsized, like didn't know what was going to happen. We're just we just needed to come down here. And it is the experiences and the feeling that we get by being here that really is giving us what we had hoped for all along and we were searching for, right?
Have you heard that enrollment is now open for the next round of my Conquer Challenge coaching program? It's time to get off the roller coaster ride of results and see long-lasting transformation through fitness, nutrition, and mindset coaching for an overall lifestyle shift that will have you conquering your life in just 3 months' time. Head over to Janelle Montero today and apply. I look forward to working with you in conquering life.
So, from seeing each other in the morning to our family walks in the evening, which I'm recording tonight. So I'm actually not on our family walk. This is a rarity, but I'm traveling to Massachusetts and need to get this podcast recorded. To, our weekend adventures in our area or around Florida. We have more energy for ourselves, for each other, and for our growing family. And to us, that is living. That is living. And I'm saying living without a G because that's what Matthew McConaughey says, the art of living. And I love it. So it is so true because living is one thing, but living is another. Of course, we miss our family and friends. That's the hardest part. But we're also challenged to meet new friends, new cultures, new experiences with open arms to help us grow, right? And far beyond what our walls could have given us. And we know that. We truly know that. And in my dream world someday, our friends and family will come down, whether it be consistently for visits or to be here alongside us. And, we would someday love to also have a home in Portugal so our children can experience their roots in the beauty of the world. And, that's still, I know that will happen because it's on our hearts to have it happen. We will make it happen, right? But it's challenging yourself enough to know that change is really going to actually help you grow and change you for the good. Now, I'm not telling you, like I said, to go ahead and move, but listen to what your heartstrings are telling you, what direction that may be, whether it be physically as well. Maybe you need to embark on a healthy lifestyle. That's really what's going to help you be healthy and happy, right? So what is going to help you live your best life? It is not going to be regret, right? You do not want to live life with regret. None of us want to live our lives in any type of regret. We don't want to be 85-year-olds in a rocking chair, telling our grandkids, our great grandkids what we wish we did. We want to be telling them what we did do, right? So here is my personal roadmap to help guide you to cultivate the life of your dreams. There's a few steps I'm going to give you, okay? A few words of advice. So you heard my story, but one of the things is you have to lean into the universe, your God, your spirits, whatever you believe in to help guide you there. You have to talk to them, as crazy as you may feel, and write them down. Write it down. What is it that you're imagining your life feels like and looks like? They cannot guide you there unless you tell them what you need. It's kind of like, you can't expect to get a raise without asking for a raise, or you can't expect the guy to know you like him unless you tell him that you like him, So it's just like that. You have to lean into that. And you must believe that there is a higher power working alongside you every single day in all ways. Okay. Number 2, set meaningful goals rather than just drifting through life, or should I say, letting life pass you by, because we often do that, right? We're living in our lives so much and doing everything on our plate that we don't actually take time to look ahead at what it could be. So you must take time to identify your passions, your dreams, your desires, your values. Okay. Set clear, achievable goals for what you want to accomplish in different areas of your life, like your career, relationships, your personal growth, your health. Then map out those timelines to help you get there. And try not to get overwhelmed by doing everything all at once. This journey is a long haul. Like you are at mile marker, I'm 42. I'm at mile marker 42. There is still a long way to go on this journey. And, you have to know that things take time, right? So choose the things that are most important to you to tackle first. Say it is your health, say it is your career or your relationship or whatever. And then take that roadmap with you and create some loose timelines. Now, these timelines, please know, can change, can shift, pivot, whatever. But you have some type of timeline to kind of keep you to hold yourself accountable. So 3-month timeline, 6-month timeline, 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years are my suggestions. Okay. Number 3 is to engage in continuous personal development. You have to challenge yourself to learn, to grow, and evolve constantly. Embrace new experiences, new people, new hobbies, adapt a growth mindset. You need all of these things in order to help yourself improve, your communication skills, emotional intelligence. Invest in yourself is what I'm saying. Invest in yourself. The more you know yourself, the more you will know what you want out of life. Okay. And then engage in continuous personal development in all those areas. Okay. So what does that look like for you? Okay. The last one is to practice mindfulness and gratitude. Everybody talks about how much everybody needs to do a gratitude journal or, day-to-day gratitude journaling, write down your top 3 things you're grateful for every day, but this is no joke. Practicing mindfulness and gratitude will help you cultivate a mindful awareness of your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences. And we are able to recognize in the small moments of happiness and joy in the day-to-day life how we can see the beauty, right? And one of the things that I love to do is, and this is great to do with your child, by the way, is something so simple as looking up at the clouds and seeing how beautiful they are. What do you see in those clouds? Are there any messages lying there for you to see? And, Liliana loves looking at the clouds and finding things that are exciting to her. And it makes her mind, it sets her mind at ease, right? You're not watching a TV show. You're letting your mind be free and you're embracing the beauty that is life. So simple, right? Such a simple thing. But when we practice gratitude for the positive things in our life, we also stop looking at all of the things that could be better, right? When we constantly live in lack and feeling like we need something to make our lives better, you're not actually embracing all the beauty there is within you and around you. So, if you do this, you will start to maintain a more present and conscious relationship with the world around you and foster a deeper relationship with yourself so you can live far beyond just the day-to-day life, not just living in it, but working on it so you can create the life that you desire and deserve. I hope you enjoyed this podcast today, everybody. Make sure that you share it with a friend. I would love to see you tag me on social media. Make sure you join my community, my texting community as well. I will put that in the show notes. Would love to hear from you. And be sure to, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. And if you're listening, follow so you can make sure that you don't miss out on any of the new episodes that are coming up. I look forward to hearing from you guys with always, love always, strength, love, and light. Mwah. Till next time.
Hey, Conquer crew. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Conquer Your Life podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone else who you think will enjoy it as well. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the future tips, tricks, and motivation to conquer your life. Also, if you would please leave a rating or review, I would be forever grateful, as it helps me know I'm providing you with value and inspires me to keep providing you with some free badass content. If you are on social media, don't forget to screenshot this episode and tag me at Janelle Montero and at Conquer Life Brands. I love engaging with all of you and sharing to my stories as well. Signing off until the next episode with strength, love, and light always.